I'm Abby,
And I'm Anna.
and this is Serious Beef.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome. Here we are. Let's go. Let's go. What's the beef?
Let's go. My
Just
God.
jump right in.
What's I don't know. You said you had the beef.
I do. You're right. I beg your pardon. The beef, my beef is.
Filet mignon.
Have you tried it?
Have you done it?
Have you done it? What happened to my beef? I had it.
Wellington.
Beef patty. I don't know. I lost my sauce. It disappeared. I don't know where
It's
it
the
went.
beef, Anna. The beef. What are you upset about?
I have to find it. Okay. My beef is the cost of French fries.
Oh.
Have you noticed how expensive they've gotten?
No, because I don't usually get fries.
Well,
Anymore.
I've stopped getting fries.
Well,
For one, because they're just not good for me.
Speak your truth.
Right. They're not good for me. And so, and two, they're just kind of gotten out of control, the
Have
price. And so the funny thing is, I was thinking about that, and then I
Unless you're going to Rallies.
it's
Where
true,
there-
Rallies
no,
is probably,
no price is too high.
no price is too high.
No price
We'll
is-
pay whatever they ask of us, and it's
Yes.
probably the only fries I eat now. Yeah, I don't really eat much fries.
Whatever they're asking, it's too low.
Abby always gives them extra. You're asking too little. She wants to make sure they stay in business.
It's true.
But so it's, the funny thing was, I was thinking that, and then I get this every day. I get an email from Apple,
Oh.
Apple News,
Okay.
and they send me this email with basically headlines. And if you want to read the story, you click on the story, you tap on the story,
okay,
and
okay.
most of them you can't read because it takes you to a site that won't let you
Well-
read it unless you pay them. And I'm not doing that.
No.
But at least, but I get a headline, and then I go research it on my own. And this headline got me. I was
Okay.
like, can anyone stop the French fry cartels?
Can they?
I told you. I was like,
Can they?
well, now that's a headline, and now I've got to go find it.
No, that's a headline.
I've got to go find out what in the world is happening in the world of French fries.
Wow.
Turns out
Okay.
there are lawsuits against the four big potato merchandise. I don't know what you call them, producers, I guess,
Producers, okay.
of the states
Farms?
of the United States,
Okay.
because they are using a software they even called it a third world software. Like you can't even, it's like not even in the States or something, to secretly set their prices. They plug in all kinds of algorithms, different numbers and blah, blah, blah. And it spits out, this is what you should price your potatoes at. Okay. And
Just tell me what happened to capitalism? Where what
trying to beat out the other guy.
Man, I tell you what, we've really sunken pretty low as a society when I'm out here defending capitalism.
That's true.
What the hell happened to capitalism? Where
That-
it was like, well, it's a free market and you can just, if somebody's got a better product,
Yeah,
then da-da-da.
you can price yours lower.
Why
and
I oughta.
No, there's no such thing. Capitalism is dead. They're all in cahoots with each other. If that's what these people are claiming, and that's why they're calling them the French fry cartels, because they're price gouging people and they're setting their prices all at the same way too high price, so that consumers have to pay more.
I'm shook.
Yeah, and so there's suits and lawsuits against it, because they're like, if you get the CEOs of these companies
Okay.
all together in a room, and they say, let's all set our prices at the same price point,
That's illegal.
that is illegal.
Ah.
They are essentially doing the same thing with this software, and they're not the only ones. But I heard that and I was like,
Sure, but-
well, now I have beef with these potato maker French fry people.
Mm-hmm.
They're price gouging their customers, and that's the thing about these big companies, that they make a lot of money, but a lot of money isn't enough
sure
for them.
do.
They want more. They always want so much more. And it's like, you could make enough money to be okay and not, break the backs of your workers and your people who are buying your products, but no. But anyway, so that was my beef, that the potato makers are gouging their prices, I guess, or price gouging. I'm saying it wrong.
No, they are. They are.
They are. So, I was like,
Wow.
I read that headline. I'm like, well, now I got to go look it up. Like, what? There's French fry cartels? That's hilarious.
shook.
But it's not just this business. I mean, they're like, look at what is happening with the rent that people pay.
The rent is too damn high.
No one's trying to beat out anybody. Everybody has their rent up crazy high, well over what they should be charging. Same thing with building a house and the price for materials to build a house, and people who are selling it, they're priced well over
Yeah.
what they should be valued at.
It's true.
And
It's true.
everyone is
everybody's gonna
doing
be-
it. No
yeah.
one's trying to compete anymore. Everybody's got their prices way too high.
It's like gas companies.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like realistically, because I remember there was like a thing, and I never understood this. I remember the Casey's was built over here, years back,
Right.
and their gas was, I would say, a full nickel, if not more, cheaper than like the Moto and everybody else in town. And people were like kind of pissy with them because they're not gonna make any friends. And I'm like, who gives a flying fuck?
They're making money.
I want them to have I want them to be a dime cheaper than
Right.
Moto Mart, who's 3 seconds down the way, because I will go here instead, and
Exactly.
it'll force Moto Mart to drop their price too.
And that's what used to happen.
Yeah.
And now no one does that.
No, now
No
they're
one
like,
does
oh
it.
well, if so and so's gonna raise our price, we're gonna raise our price
Yep.
because that means people are willing to pay.
It doesn't matter what I put my price at now. People will have to pay it.
Yeah.
And there's no one trying
Ain't that
to
some bullshit?
make it competitive anymore.
Well, because you can't. Because now you can't break into a market. That was the whole idea of capitalism. Like, oh well, anyone could break in and bring a product. Nope.
no, not
anymore.
anymore. So that's my beef today. Yeah, these big
That's pretty
companies.
serious.
It's very serious. It's very serious. beef.
Salty even.
So I'll give you the sauce because I wanted to think of a sauce that went with French
Oh,
fries.
I see.
And so this is why I asked you if you dip a French fry in something,
Okay. Okay.
will that something then become
Is
sauce?
that something considered a sauce? Well, I wonder where you're going with this because I have an idea.
I'm going with ice cream.
A chocolate shake.
Chocolate shake.
Chocolate
I
frosty.
love to dip my fries in shakes, chocolate shakes. I love it so much. It's so yummy. A lot of people dip their fries in shakes.
Is it salty sweet?
Yeah, you get the good combo. It's delicious.
Now, when I was in school, you used to be able. This is before we got the new school, and then they made everything healthy, and we used to just
that's
get.
a shame.
I know it is.
You used to get your big old plate of fries.
Oh no, God no.
That's what I got in high
Oh,
school
no,
every day for lunch.
They wouldn't let us do that. But they got rid of the shake machine.
Oh, that's a shame. Yeah.
But I
So-
used to sometimes for lunch, I'd get a bag of Fritos and a chocolate shake.
Oh, Fritos. Interesting. Okay.
There's Fritos in there.
Okay.
Same kind of thing, salty sweet.
Did anybody give you shit about it?
Of course. But then Sam tried it. She was like, "That's delicious.
You're right.
That's fucking delicious."
You're right.
I was like,
People used to give me a hard time about dipping my fries in my shake, and I'm like, what are you talking about? This is amazing. You just have to try it.
so
I'm not wrong.
So our sauce today is
Ice cream.
ice cream. I think we're stretching the limits
It's
of
a
what a
stretch.
sauce can be.
It's a stretch, but I think if you dip your fries in it, it becomes a sauce.
Okay. That's fair.
Okay, she agrees with me, folks.
I think it's an interesting conversation one could have.
We could debate. We could debate for a while if you wanted.
It's true.
But anyway, Apple Music, keep the emails coming because I get all kinds of headlines from there, and I'm like, oh, well, I got to go find out about that. That's interesting.
It is.
Yeah, very interesting.
Now, I am currently, literally scheduling the podcast for tomorrow.
Oh, okay, all right, that's fine. Look at you go.
But sorry, listener, we're gonna have to stick to every other week for now. It's just been one thing after the other.
Right,
I was up till 3:30 in the morning. God damn it, last
Oh
night.
my God, that's what you should have had beef with.
Oh man, I
You're-
know it.
Whose work makes them stay up that late?
I
That's
know it.
crazy.
I know it. It's good. It's good. What do you call it? Job security. I got great job security right now. You wouldn't believe the job security I have.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay.
my manager and I were messaging, and because she was up as well,
Okay.
and
well, yeah, y'all both had to stay up till 3 a.m.
and Olivia, Olivia called me at like 10:30, and I was like, hey,
She told me you were still. She
Yeah.
was like, "Abby's still up," and I said, "I know. She has to stay up till 3."
yeah. Well, I said, hey, make it quick. I have to hop on a meeting at 11, and she goes, what? She thinks I'm kidding. Because on any other night, I
Right.
would be.
That would be crazy.
Right.
No one's getting on a meeting at 11 unless you work
was.
nights.
Right. Not me. I was getting on a meeting. And so I had said, no, I have a meeting or whatever. And she's like, what? I was like, yeah, I got to work from like 11 to 3:30. And she goes, that's fucking foul. That's what she said. So I messaged my manager and I said, but in the words of my sister, that's effing foul.
Yep.
And I said, although to be fair, she didn't censor herself. And
True.
So she was laughing. And she goes, hey, IT, don't know if you're watching, but we really love our jobs and we're being good in the chat right now. And I said, hey, IT, if you fire me, you're on your own. Is what I said.
Right.
Because honestly, half of IT was on the call.
Yeah. Hey, IT, go fuck yourself.
Hey, IT,
That's what
don't fire me.
That's what I would want to say.
Unless you want to do my job, IT, don't fire me.
Oh my God, that girl comes
Olivia,
up with some crazy
Fucking
shit.
foul.
I don't even know where the stuff comes out of her mouth comes from. I'll be honest with you. And
Usually from her vocal cords.
even when she was little.
Well, that then even deeper from the lungs.
All right. Even deeper from the lungs.
I was listening to the podcast and I was
gonna say she pulls it out of her ass, but
That's true. That's true.
Okay, sorry. You were editing.
Well, I was editing the podcast and
Okay.
you said something like, "Oh man, you said something about holy water. Like, what's it doing in the fridge?" I was like, "It's keeping it cool. It's keeping it cool.
Keep it cool.
Cool. You're like, why would you put it? Why would it be in the fridge? Oh, because Olivia had said somebody had put the holy water in the fridge. Why would it be in the fridge? I said to keep cool.
You did say
To
that.
keep it cool. And you're like, oh,
Okay.
come on, Anna.
Come on.
Why else would you put it in the fridge? Well, let me tell you something.
Okay.
I'm hoping that listener Kate is behind, because she's the only person that listens to this that is in the D&D campaigns. Besides you, of course, but you were here.
It's true.
You're in my D&D campaign.
It's
so,
true.
We were talking about how I've been working on my campaign and all that, and inevitably, I ended up learning about random shit. Right? This is how I learned about aqueducts.
It's true.
Okay.
You did tell
And
me
falconry and other
Yeah.
random fucking shit.
Yep.
Well, here's the thing. So, I've got a second world. I won't reveal where it is.
Ooh,
'Cause
okay.
Second world.
Okay.
And so I did similar things. Like the one that you're in is like there's 10 whatever dominions or whatever, and each one is a dragon themed.
Yes.
Okay, and then
Each one has like a dragon ruler too, right? Yeah.
well, right, yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
and the ruler kind of I based the civilization around it. So like you guys haven't been to the Black Dragon area, but the Black Dragon they breathe acid and all this kind of stuff. So that's D&D lore, and so D&D lore is that wherever a dragon, like an ancient dragon, sets up its lair, the surrounding area sort of changes to accommodate the dragon. Like it kind of affects it.
Okay.
So their area
didn't know
is like all swampy, acidic waters. But then I also add in like a little like Aztec Mayan kind of stuff going on.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So I did this with all of them.
Yes.
And
now I get that. That makes sense.
right.
Now. That's very
the
cool.
the white dragon is Vikings.
Yeah.
The blue dragon who lives in the desert is like
Right.
Babylonian, ancient Baghdad
Right.
kind of
Very
thing.
cool. Okay.
So I inevitably end up learning about. I didn't know anything about ancient Baghdad. I do now.
now you do.
I do
Yeah.
now.
That's good.
But so now I'm doing it on the flip side.
Okay.
Because God forbid I just like go onto a fantasy name generator and I just come up with random names for things. God no. I would never.
That's too easy.
It's well, of course.
Of
It's
course.
gotta have a name's gotta have meaning.
Sure.
And a name for every goddamn thing for me has to have meaning. Okay?
She's really dedicated, folks.
I'm dedicated.
She is.
So for example, there is one group that lives in a volcano
Cool.
in this new one.
Okay.
By the way, if you have a volcano where the magma or the lava, because by the time it's lava,
When it's coming
has
out, it's lava.
cooled.
Yes.
Okay, and whatnot. That's called the caldera.
Yep.
Okay, so there's
I've heard of that.
There's that civilization or the whatever you want to just call it the country. We'll just call it. That's easier.
They set up their little town around on a caldera.
Is on the caldera.
Oh,
but the
that's
name
dangerous.
the name of it is called caldera.
Oh.
Because the caldera sounds like a little fancy
Yeah.
name, and if you don't know what the fuck a caldera is, but if you know,
You know.
you know. If you know, you know. But it's not. That's not all.
Okay.
Because there's a bunch of different groups and guilds and shit, and every single one of them is named after a different stone, mineral, etc. So I know a fuckload about rocks
You
now.
could be a geologist. Look at you
I
go.
don't even like rocks. What
That's
were
like
we
in the
talking
big,
about?
that's like in the Big Bang Theory, and they hate the geologists. And they give them so much crap.
There's one that has stuff to do with clouds. Guess what? I know about fucking clouds now.
That's interesting.
I know what altostratus
Excellent.
means.
Good for you.
Stratus and cumulus and nimbus.
You are dedicated. I have to say.
Cumulonimbus is where it goes all the way through the 3 levels of the atmosphere. Tall, big cloud. These are your thunderstorms.
Those are your biggins. Yeah.
Your biggins.
I will tell the listeners, Abby is dedicated. Her world building and her imagination, whatever she does to create as the dungeon master, to create the D&D story that we then come and screw up as we play it out, is so great. It's so creative, and we're always amazed at how awesome it is and how creative it is. And so you are dedicated. You are really good at it. You're really good at it.
Ashley cracks me up because
Ashes too. You guys are both very good at it.
Well, she cracks me because we both are running worlds and campaigns and whatnot, but our like how we go about it is completely different.
Completely different. Okay.
Because she comes up with a story, and she's like, if I need a thieves guild to be there, there's a thieves guild there. See if I give a shit.
Okay.
And I'm like,
so she's a good storyteller. Yeah, good for her.
Well, yeah, 100%.
And she just brings in whatever she needs.
You can't just have a thieves guild.
Oh yeah,
thieves guild means that implies that there is a structured set of commerce and whatnot. You've got somebody that is like there's subterfuge and is going around going like and whatnot. Because I remember listening to a guy was just kind of like a funny D&D story or whatever, and he was like, oh yeah, we're playing and we go and they're like, this is the black market, and they're like, oh okay, and they're like, but the guards know about it, and this and the rulers know about the black market. They know where it is, and they know what's going on, but they can't shut it down, because if they shut it down, it would ruin the economy of the whole thing. And so everybody's like, the guy's just kind of like, well,
then it's not so black.
Well, then why it doesn't have like, so it's not really a black market. Like, no, it's illegal. It's the black market. And he goes, but if like the guards and everybody knows about it,
and they're not
doing anything, then why is it
It's just a market.
Right. It's just a market. See what I'm saying? I would never fall into that trap.
That's something you would do. Abby has to have a reason why and be able to explain why. You wanted dinosaurs in your story in the deserts, and you came up with a whole reason as to why the dinosaurs
let me tell you something.
Were there
Sometimes,
in case we asked.
Well,
you were ready.
Sometimes it's true.
We just take it like, yeah, of course there's dinosaurs there.
Here's the thing. Sometimes you make shit up on the fly and your players ask and you're like, fuck. And then other times you think the whole thing through.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got it figured out.
She's done hours of research.
And you're like, okay, like if they asked me how I have neon lights in my underground city in the Alloy Dominion or whatever, I know why.
You're ready for the
I
answer.
know that they have rocks and minerals that they ground up for alchemical reasons, and the residue from it goes into these like pipes to be transferred away. and there's electricity, sort of like it's a whole thing.
You figured it all out,
and that's why things glow.
And no one asked.
No one fucking asked. No one even batted an eyelash. There were neon signs in a medieval fantasy world.
This is why I'm laughing, because I'm like, I know none of us asked. We just were like, yeah, of course there's neon signs.
Now you wanted to know if there was a place to eat, and I panicked and said, meat on a stick. And then he said, well, what's his name?
We asked,
For God's sake.
We asked the strangest things that you're not ready for.
And so that's why he was named Arnold Palmer, because I was drinking an Arnold Palmer.
True. And so now we have all kinds of meats and all kinds of sticks.
And there's all kinds of Arnold Palmers. All kinds of Palmers.
All the Palmers. Kiki Palmer's in one Dominion.
Earl Palmer, who's a famous drummer. I'm looking up frantically various Palmers.
The stuff that
Carson Palmer.
Yeah, the stuff you're not ready for, we ask about. The stuff you've done due diligence, massive
Impeccable
amounts of research, no questions asked. We just accept it.
No. And here's the thing. Ashley's just like, this city is gonna have like Warforged kind of robotic kind of people, and this is gonna have that. That's gonna be their whole kind of thing. And then besides that, it's gonna be a normal D&D city. And I'm like, oh no, God forbid. God forbid. Like I said, this one is ancient Baghdad, and this one is Polynesian, and this one is this, and this one is this, and dun 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 dun. The British Dominion is a mix of English and Indian / Hindi, and is set up as a stratocracy, which I learned that a stratocracy is a government ruled by the military.
And none of us are ever going to ask about that.
No one's going to ask what stratocracy is. But in my wiki,
you're ready. You're ready.
You know that the Lord Commander is also the head of the army.
Can anyone read your wiki?
I think actually, I think it is technically public, but nobody has the link. So
okay, I see.
You guys have the link. You guys don't go on there and check for anything. I update it all the time for you guys.
We check nothing. I check nothing. I don't even know what I need to know about my characters. So yeah.
No.
I'm like, what do I do?
What do I do? Have your iPad wouldn't let you log in?
It die. Oh yeah, you're right. I couldn't log in.
Couldn't log
still
in.
Not in. I haven't tried again.
Couldn't log in, and I was just like, roll these dice, and we'll tell you the number to add to. We just ran in with it. We didn't even need it.
That's what I do anyway. I look at Ash or you and tell me what to do.
Yeah, and it was fine. But yeah, no. So I ended up learning about a bunch of random shit. You know what fulgurite is?
No, I do not.
Fulgurite is a type of rock / mineral / sand that is when lightning strikes sand and it hardens it and whatnot.
Oh. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Looks like this.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Right. Very cool.
It's kind of like it makes it hot enough
to because sand is how you make glass.
Yeah.
Right. And so when lightning strikes it, it like instantly like hardens it and whatnot. But it also is like a huge impact, so the sand goes flying,
it drags it up,
and then it hardens as it goes. Usually it's not found in these large shapes, whatnot. So you guys haven't been to the Cobalt Dominion, and you probably won't go this campaign.
Can't we go?
There's no reason to go. You guys run out of time though. You have to fight Orcus and you got to fight Tiamat. There's no time.
Oh, right. Currently, listeners, I'm fighting myself.
No, you guys finished that. You already killed yourself.
We did. We killed our evil other characters that she made up of ourselves. Mm-hmm. It's true.
But
oh man, so we're not gonna get. I want to go to all the worlds that you created,
all the little dominions. But
maybe someday.
The blue dragon that lives in the desert, right? That I said, it's ancient Babylonian, Babylonian, and it's ancient Baghdad. The buildings and whatnot are made out of fulgurite because blue dragons breathe lightning and they're in the desert, so there's sand. So that's the stone and whatnot that everything's built out of.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you'll never get there. Why did I spend hours writing all this? I don't know.
I think we should just go there for the hell of it. For the elephant.
For the elephant. Please. But sometimes some things you just make up, and then down the road you're like, oh, okay. Because I figured out like a reason, because they're giant guinea pigs that you guys wrote.
We did.
Pigs
we did, yeah.
That's, we're so funny.
It was fun.
Okay, yeah, no, I got a whole reason behind it. I got the whole lore is built out. Like, you do? Well, bumper pigs not like specifically, but just like there's like giant animals.
Because there's giant bison too.
Rex is a real bastard. Yeah.
So now you have a reason. You can tell us about why they're giant animals.
I can't tell you anything, but yeah, I know.
You're not going to tell me?
Well, I can't tell you. You're in the campaign.
Oh, will I find out later?
In campaign 2.
Oh, in campaign 2.
In campaign 2.
Ooh,
in campaign
so
2.
it's coming.
In campaign 2.
Okay, coming soon.
Listener, have we finished campaign 1? No.
Not yet. But that's okay.
Are we within 6 months of finishing it? Probably not at this pace. At this rate, probably not.
Because I blame your work, but that's a whole.
You know what? It's not even work. It's not even just work. It's everything.
It's a combination of everything.
It is.
My people at my work ask me, how often does my work come up as the beef in the serious beef? They love to.
We don't like to repeat.
They love to give me a hard time, and I said, actually, very rarely do I talk about my work.
We don't repeat beef.
I don't like to talk about work because you like to leave work at work. Mm-hmm. But it's really funny because whenever something comes up that I'm like might be not happy with at my work, and they'll say, "Well, this sounds like some serious beef," and they'll say that to me, and I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna."
You could bitch
So
about
it's
them.
so it's
Everything.
pretty
Not
funny.
like they're listening.
It's true, but it's pretty. But I think it's pretty funny. I think that's funny when they do that. This sounds like this could be some serious beef, and then we all kind of crack up. So that's cute.
I will speed run the last three things that I had to do.
Okay.
Part of the pun deep dives
Okay.
in on.
Okay.
Layers of the ocean. I now know. See, deep dive. That was the pun. I now know about a shitload about the ocean.
That's terrifying. We talked about that before, Nightmare Soup. So yeah. But also crazy interesting.
Yeah. Also, Latin, is in everything, and if you're ever like, oh, like, why is this called like the deepest layer of the ocean is called like the Hadal zone or whatever? Okay, and so I've stolen Hadal, and but that Hadal, I don't remember what it means, but it's something in Latin. You know what I mean? And I'm like, we just were like, oh, Latin, good enough. And he went, me too. I'll be honest. Half my shit is just the Latin word for it.
That works. That works.
I literally thought, I was worried when I was building my dragon campaign, because I thought that it was too on the nose and you guys were going to figure it out immediately that they were all dragon themed, because they were like Crimson Dominion, Emerald Dominion, Obsidian Dominion, and it was red, green, black, and these are the colors of Cobalt, and these are the colors of dragons.
Nothing gets past us, Abby.
You guys had no idea, and I was like, okay.
Shoot, that went right over my head. But I'm a newbie though, so I'm not.
Well, it's just you, nobody.
Yeah. I was like,
out.
some of these people have been playing for years.
It's
they
true.
didn't even get it, so I don't feel.
Tom's playing forever.
It's true. I don't feel bad. I
But-
really don't.
So layers of the ocean.
Okay, layers of the ocean. I didn't know there were well, I guess I knew there were layers. It just seems weird to call it layers when you have when it's all water. You know what I mean? But I guess just there are some layers that the sun doesn't get to and whatnot. There are some parts, I guess, and I guess it is technically
depths
layers.
that have different names, so that they can.
Depth seems to make more sense to me
Yeah.
than layers. I get that.
Layers.
Yeah, because like the Earth, you actually have layers. Like ogres. Ogres have layers.
I'm looking at the camera. Listen.
She looks over at the camera.
God bless. Well,
The
I also
non-existent
learned
camera.
about Slavic people.
Oh,
The Slavic people.
The Slavic people
Because-
are from. Where are Slavic people from?
Slavic people is a wide range of terms encompassing everything from Ukrainian to Russian to
Romanian.
Eastern European
Right.
or Western European, whatever. You get the idea. But it's
Western-
actually both. I think it's both.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
Eastern
Romanian,
and Western.
Transylvania,
Yeah.
if you will, kind of stuff. And so
That's an interesting group of people. That's
Yes.
cool. That's very cool. to learn
You've
about.
seen the word. The word. You've seen the word. No, you've
No,
seen.
I'm not sure which word, Abby. Maybe
Slavic. It's right here.
Slavic. Okay.
No. You've seen the movie Klaus.
Yes, wonderful movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody in that movie would be considered Slavic.
Correct.
And including the other people that were the blue and the red, and they can't understand what they're saying. They
Right.
would come visit. They would also be called Slavic. So it's like,
But they're from
Slavic.
a different
oh yeah,
country, 'cause
different culture
they
entirely.
don't all drink
Basically,
they don't all speak the
same language. Yeah. So Slavic people is everything from say Russian folklore of like Baba Yaga to, like I said, Transylvanian, Dracula, very gothic kind of stuff, to, like I said, the like Kremlin, these bright colors we were talking about whatnot.
Right.
So
Yeah.
lot of cultures are under the umbrella of
Gotcha.
Slavic.
Gotcha.
So I have learned these things now.
Oh wow! Well, that would be super interesting.
And then finally, the Tang Dynasty of ancient Chinese history.
You asked us
I did.
our favorite ancient dynasty, not dynasty,
Civilizations.
civilization, and so I think I said Chinese,
You did. I had to look into it.
which I thought it was very.
I thought it was going to get cut. It didn't.
but it didn't matter. They're all interesting. So
Well, because I had gone, like the alloy. So, okay. The alloy dominion was like rock gnomes, and they were built into like, I don't know if you know what Petra Jordan is.
Yep.
It's like the reef. Yeah.
Yep.
The
We talked about that.
treasury. Yeah. But they're more like steampunk-y.
Yeah, very cool.
Cobalt Dominion, we've talked about, is the desert people. Gleaming Dominion is the like Greek elvish inspired, live in the mountains. Auburn Dominion was the like Japanese inspired slash Tokyo, like almost New York kind of
Yep.
thing.
Very cool.
Emerald is your Polynesian people, your druids, or your druid slash Polynesian. Obsidian was the Aztec, Mayan, swamp
Swampy.
people.
Yeah.
Your Vikings were in the Icebound, the white one.
Right.
Indian slash British stratocracy
Okay.
is that one.
Which one?
Burnished.
Burnish. Okay.
Burnished. The what is that? The Bronze Dragons. And then the last two are the Crimson Dominion, which you guys haven't been to, but they also are built around a volcano. Then this kind of
Oh, okay, okay. Ooh, oh yeah.
Because that's your red dragon.
You're right.
And then the Sterling Dominion, which you haven't been to, and I'm not. I don't know if you guys are gonna go there or not, but it's not based around any kind of specific culture, but they're like more like bardic kind of thing.
Oh,
So yeah,
okay.
But it's more to it than that. But
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I went, okay, I can't use Polynesia, can't use Aztec or Mayan, I can't use, because I was like, Ash knows a little bit about, like, she has a lot of it, because I've talked to her about it.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm, like, building out this, like, world, I'm like, okay, I've got volcano people. And she's like, oh, man, you should do, like, Polynesian and da-da-da, and there's, like, Pelu and all of these, Pelu's the, like, Polynesian god
Right,
of
but you
volcano.
already used
Very
it.
cool, da-da-da. And I go, I agree, I think that it's very cool. I already did it.
Yeah.
I'm like, actually, they already exist.
Darn it. Yeah.
Elsewhere.
So you got to have a different one.
Right. And so I've got it.
You figured it out.
I've got it.
Okay.
It's
Well, I
fine.
can't
It's
wait.
fine.
I can't wait to find out.
Yeah, but then the Tang Dynasty. I don't know anything about ancient Chinese history because it's just a lot.
It's a lot.
But the Tang Dynasty is considered the golden age of ancient Chinese civilization.
Okay.
Where Buddhism rose to be a main staple. They had a strong military. There was advancements in writing and printing and all this kind of stuff. So I now have that knowledge.
You learned a lot about that. You know what?
Indeed.
I always tell you, keep learning. Go always learn something new.
I just can't help it.
It's amazing. I think that's awesome. I love it.
I'm tired.
Oh no.
I come home from working and then I work
And then you work.
and then I work.
What are you thinking?
I got no rest.
My goodness. Well, that's okay.
Oh.
At least it's something that's interesting to you, I guess.
Right. I mean, listen,
know?
I think every listener has turned off the podcast, I think,
At
by
this
now.
point right now. Because
Yeah, because I'm sitting here like, okay, so in my little volcano people, I had to look at different rocks, and they're in a volcano. So then I had to learn igneous rocks are rocks that solidify from molten material. Okay, so a lot of them have to do with that. You're talking your granite, your agates, your da 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 da. Yeah, nobody's fucking listening to this anymore.
Okay. Well, come back to us. We don't want to lose you. Let's switch courses. Let me tell you a funny story.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I don't know if this is funny. This is just
Okay.
really kind of interesting.
Okay. I also have a thing to tell you. It is a thing that I did learn via this, but it was unintentional learning, and it's just a cool thing you can do. So we'll get to that later.
Oh, okay. Okay. Here's the story that I heard that I wanted to tell you.
Okay.
I've been holding on to this one.
Okay.
Okay. So a mom decides that she wants to take her daughter to Disney World. There's a baby on the way, and they know it's a baby brother, and so the daughter is like 4.
Okay.
So they want to take her to Disney World before the baby brother comes along.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to do like a fun family trip.
Okay.
And so she tells her parents that they're going to go to Disney World.
Oh.
The parents flip out and yell at her. And they say to her, our family doesn't go to Disney. They say this to her.
Wait. I must have missed some.
You
I
have.
thought you said that the parents were planning the trip.
She tells her parents.
Oh, I understand.
The mom.
Oh,
and the,
I
a
got
mom
that. I
and
got
a-
it flip flopped.
Yeah, a mom and dad are taking their little girl, and she tells the grandparents. She tells
I
her
understand
parents
now.
that she's taking their. She's telling, oh, we're going to do this trip to Disney before the baby comes along. Da, 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 and the parents freak
now they
out.
freak out.
And they say, well, our family doesn't go to Disney. And the mom is like crying and carrying on, like, how dare you? How could you do this to us? We don't go to Disney. And the dad screams at her and calls her a spoiled little bitch. How dare you go to Disney?
This girl.
She's a grown ass woman with a 4-year-old child and a baby on the way.
What the fuck?
So this woman was like, what? What is happening? Why are you so opposed to anyone going to Disney? And so she's like, well, does it stem from they had a bad experience when this little girl was this woman when she was 13.
Okay.
Her parents took her to Disney World and they had a bad experience.
Clearly.
Okay. And but she, all she knows is the parents told her that her dad had lost his phone and they had to go back to the hotel and get his phone.
Okay.
And so they go back and they get the phone. And they leave very angry at the hotel worker. Because there was some big, huge hullabaloo about getting the phone. That's all she knows.
That's all she knows.
Okay. The parents tell her that if they go to Disney, they will go no contact. Legit.
Can I? What?
Why would you have a granddaughter and a new grandson on the way, and you're gonna cut ties because she's taking her kid to Disney World? This is what they tell her, and she's like, you know what? Screw you. We're going, and they went. She's like, I've had enough.
We're going. No.
I'm going.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And she's like, it was so fun. They had a blast. Her daughter rode her first big girl roller coaster or whatever. I don't know, whatever. Like, it was a kid one.
Yeah.
But they had a wonderful time. And she has no idea why they're so upset. Like, she doesn't remember their trip to Disney being horrible. She just remembers this one incident with the hotel. I'm on the edge of my
seat.
She comes back. And she's waiting for her parents to apologize because she's like, this is some bullshit. You need to apologize to me.
Okay.
But they don't. They refuse. The mom says, let's meet up. So she's thinking, okay, we're going to make peace and we're going to put this behind us.
Explain.
She meets up with the mom and the mom wants her to apologize and refuses to apologize. Still gives her shit. And she finally was like, what the hell? You need to tell me what happened. Obviously something happened that I don't know.
Yes, clearly.
That you're carrying some massive grudge against Disney.
Clearly.
The mom finally confesses that the dad left his phone at the hotel. A cleaner who cleaned the hotel room after they left found the phone.
Okay.
Somehow she gets into the phone. I don't know. Okay. This might have been years when you didn't an older phone.
No passcode or
But she gets in there
that.
and finds the mom's contact. She finds so she could call someone and say, "Hey, this phone is here."
Okay.
Well, she also noticed another contact labeled baby.
Uh-oh.
So when the mom went in to get the phone, she showed it to the mom that there is a person on this phone labeled baby. And it's not their daughter because she doesn't have a phone yet.
Well, certainly.
Okay. All comes out that the dad had been cheating for over a year. The mom blows up at the housekeeper lady and blames her and Disney for ruining their marriage.
Oh.
Yes. They don't, she doesn't get mad at the husband. She blows up at the hotel and the lady who found the phone.
I'm shook.
And they boycotted Disney ever since. That makes sense. Let's make sense. They go home and continue to stay married, never talk about it, never confront him about it. He knows, she knows now. But they go home and they put it in the past and they blame Disney. Can you believe that?
I honestly cannot. I truly cannot believe that, actually.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm stunned.
So they blame Disney and never go to the happiest place on earth ever again.
Ever again.
Isn't that nuts? And supposedly no one else was supposed to go there either. I'm like, what?
Even though they never explained why.
I was like, it's not like Goofy came up to and said, Will Gore looks like your husband's cheating on you. like that shit didn't happen.
That is not what happened.
That's not what happened. Mickey didn't ooh, your husband's cheating. Like, that didn't happen.
You're divorcing your husband because he's being very silly. No, I said because he's fucking goofy.
Right. She didn't find out he was fucking goofy. Freaking blames the housekeeper lady at the hotel and thus blames Disney for ruining their marriage, but then go home and stay married and keep it a secret and tell no one that this has happened. So they finally have to tell the daughter. And the daughter's like, you're all fucking nuts.
Yeah.
You're nuts. You were going to cut all contact with me and your grandkids over that?
Because your husband had an affair.
Something that happened, 15, 20 years ago? That's crazy.
I cannot. Let me tell you something. There's something not right with that lady because the husband clearly.
Yeah, he was in the wrong. He ruined their marriage, not Disney, not a housekeeper from a Disney hotel.
No, I have never in my life.
Yeah. But you know what? She wanted somebody to blame. She wanted,
got it.
Yeah, and she wanted to, avoid or whatever you want to call it. What's the disassociate? I don't know.
Denial.
Yeah, put it all in denial and blame somebody else so that she could somehow save her marriage, I guess. I don't know, but I heard this story and my jaw dropped. I was like, you got to be kidding with me.
I cannot believe
crazy.
That.
So that was wild.
You ain't just whistling Dixie.
I was like, I gotta find a time to tell Abby this story.
I'm shook.
Yeah. So that's a crazy one. I meant to tell you that, speaking of Liv earlier.
Okay.
And the crazy,
I try not to.
And the crazy stuff that she does.
Sure.
She comes to me last night and she says, "Mom, I'm thinking about buying this game." And I'm like,
I already know what this game is because this is why she was
This is why she called you? She tells me about this insane game. It's $25 to buy this game, plus Illinois tax. I said, boo, Illinois. And you can date anything.
Anything.
You can date anything. You can date the clothes hamper. And then, someone famous is the clothes hamper.
Well, famous is a strong word.
Oh, well, yeah.
I recognize them because...
She was listing off people who were going to be the objects, and I'm like, I don't know who that is. So, because I'm old for one. But also I'm like...
You just don't watch the things of those people.
And that's true. And I'm like, I am really confused. Why would you want to date a clothes hamper? Why would you want... She's like, you could date the fridge. Why would you want to date a fridge? Explain this to me.
Well,
I don't get this game.
I don't... It's just funny.
She's like, that's what she said. She's like, it's just for fun. You could date anything you want. I'm like, you can go date someone right now if you want. You don't have to buy a game to do it.
I go, that sounds like normal life.
Like, what are you doing?
I said.
Okay, good. I'm glad it's not just me.
So, I mean, it sounds like normal. Just like she's like.
This is a Gen Z thing. It's 100% because
Apparently.
Sam and I are just like, what are you talking about? We do not understand. That's
dead.
Crazy.
That's insane.
It's insane. And they just have, if you bought it now, if you did the pre-sale, it was only $25 plus freaking $4 and whatever cents in tax. But if you buy it after, which the sale was ending at 8 a.m., so she got up before I went to work because she's like, I really want to get this. I'm like, why are you asking me? It's your spend your money. So I'm like, don't spend my money. Go, if you want to buy the game, buy the game. I don't want to hear about it. So, yeah, after 8 a.m., it was going to be, 30 X amount of $30. I don't know what it was going to be. She's like, I got up because I got to get it before the sales ends. I'm like, why? If you were going to get it, why didn't you just get it last night? Why would you? I'm confused.
I know.
So she confused me. I didn't understand, and but this game is apparently pretty silly. And I'll have to listen. I'll have to find out more about this because I do not understand this game.
That's true.
I'm not sure why you would want to date a fridge. I don't get it. But
something I think that you will be appreciative of.
Okay.
Because I've been pulling these up as I listen to the story.
Excellent.
To save some time.
Go.
You and I both have I don't know. We really like. We've talked about our vacations. You want to go learn something, but also it's want to see something cool,
something new, something different.
You're like, oh my god, I want to go to whatever the Grand Canyon and see that. all that. Okay, because you've never been to the Grand Canyon.
I have not yet. I've flown over it, but I've never seen it, been there myself in person,
Right.
stood on it, but I would love to. It's on the list
Right.
of things to do.
Well, so here's the thing: is that you can with Google Maps, you can how like you can like drop your little person in and go to.
I did not know. I didn't know you could drop your little person in.
Oh, that's been a thing forever.
What?
That you could look away, look away, look away, look away, look away. Don't look yet. Christ almighty, Anna. Jesus Christ.
Look away, look away.
I'm like, wait. Okay, so
Okay.
on Google Maps, I'll pull up a different thing to show you the idea behind it. Okay, so here you can see a map of Mascuda.
Okay.
And you ever seen the
Exciting.
You ever seen the Google truck driving
Yep.
down the road?
Yes,
They're mapping everything.
Speaking of Google Maps, have you ever seen? I saw this funny video of the Google Maps truck was driving by, and a woman tripped and fell. She fell on her driveway.
Okay, well you've seen
And
that.
it drives by, and the woman's laying on the driveway, all sprawled out.
Well, so when they drive down the street, there's us.
There's my house.
Yep. Right? They come down the street.
Oh my gosh!
They drive by. Look at that. Oh,
Look at my birdie.
Moby
Oh,
outside.
no, the old car.
Oh, wait,
out there.
look at it. Must have been.
It was Halloween because there's the Halloween decorations.
Right.
So,
Mayor was here.
Mayor's truck is parked up.
So, bro,
That's awesome.
you can do this. So this is like people do this
Yeah.
so that they can go and like see, the parking
I
situation at
actually
restaurants
do that
and such
for
like that.
my work now, and then I have to go to look at properties that
Yes.
were. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's not just the Google truck anymore.
Oh.
Anybody with like a 3D camera, you're able to like submit photos for places.
Oh, legit?
And so there are people who will hike places and whatnot. And then some of it's like like a trail, and some of it's just like here's a single photo. You can be here and look around. I didn't know. This.
I
so
didn't either.
up first we have. Let me make sure I open the right tab. We have the only thing I ever need to see.
The Parthenon.
The motherfucking Parthenon.
Look at it.
And look, I can walk down.
It's
I
in
can
rough
walk down
shape,
with all
though.
these-
It's in rough
Well, of course
shape.
it is, mother. It's ancient.
It is ancient.
Okay, I can keep walking down this way. Look at that.
Wow.
There she is. It will not be pixelated forever. It's just
It's got a, yeah, there it is.
loading. But
Yeah.
oh, look at her.
Wow.
Look at her. She looks great. Okay, other things.
Oh. Are we in Antarctica?
Yes,
Look at that.
this is a research station in Antarctica. I
That's-
just thought you'd think it was neato.
It is neato.
Look at it. That's the
Wow.
one of the lowest places on Earth that you can drop a little
Yeah.
map, a ping at. Thank you, Mr. Researcher Man. who
There
has the
he
little
is.
Helmet.
There he's standing there with his little helmet on.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the Coliseum.
It is the Coliseum. Look at that.
This is inside the Coliseum, and you can walk your way on out of here.
Look at this.
if you want.
That's crazy.
Ashley says that places like the Louvre have set these things up, so you could go tour the Louvre if you want.
That's so cool.
I know, I didn't know.
Oh, I got to do that.
This is a place
Look at that.
I think it is not this over here. I don't know why this is on this side. But I believe that this is in, well, maybe I'm wrong. Nope, I was right. This is in Iceland. This is just a random spot you can see in Iceland. I can't
Wow.
possibly
Look
say
how
that.
look at that. How black the land looks, and then
Look at it. Oh,
into the ocean. That's or into
gorge.
the water
little
there.
lake there.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Oh, I don't know if you know what this is. This is the top of Mount Kilimanjaro.
Oh my gosh! Legit.
You ever want to hike up there? Here. there's a little-
I do not, but
Yeah. Here's
look at them. They're above the clouds.
Yes. And
Now
then you
I
can
kind of want to.
Trekview.org.
Wow.
But yeah, they
Look at the clouds.
I can see them.
Now
Because
I
not
kinda-
all of them are taken at the same time.
You think if they got a stair lift up there?
Absolutely not.
Damn it.
But yeah, you can.
Where's the escalator? Get up to the top of the
But yeah,
mountain.
there's like that sign that's at the top of the thing, and that's that over there.
That's so cool.
There it is.
Look.
Here's a little closer. Congratulations, you are now at the Bola Peak in Tanzania.
Tanzania or Tanzania?
Tanzania.
There you go.
It is the highest point it's the world's highest freestanding mountain, and it's Africa's highest point. And you can see
Africa's highest point.
you
Yep.
see all the clouds, and you can see off in the distance. Look at it.
That's incredible.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah, very neat.
Little rainbow beanie.
Excellent.
What else we got? Oh, this one. Look at these people. They just hold their little 3D stick out here.
Okay.
That's the Grand Canyon.
That's the Grand Canyon. Wow. Look at that.
Listener, I would 100% recommend you go do this in your spare time.
It's very cool, actually.
This is just our home.
You could find your home. Oh, there's the pyramids.
There's the pyramids.
The Great Pyramids of Giza.
Let me spin around. Boom, another one. Look at this. Look, a little horse.
Little horse pulling a cart.
Little horse.
You can keep spinning around. Let's see what else. Can you see the? What else?
The Sphinx.
Yeah, I want to see. I can see the Sphinx. They're not as next to each other like we think. I think.
I think they're way closer than you would. Let me go to. Oh, they're closed right now. But to be fair, it's I don't even know what time they're. Okay, so there's.
Well, it's true.
So
and look at you.
Little dots.
How do you look at? You've grabbed that little person. And you drop them in there.
These lines mean that somebody's walked or driven through here, and it's only taking this. The single things are just one photo has been captured, and the Wi-Fi in the library is not.
It's fine. It's loading. Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult to see that. It might be just
so.
A bad photo
Now, what
there.
side are you on?
Well, that's why I'm gonna go back to the. I'm gonna go. Let's see if that's the Sphinx there. Let's drop him over here.
Oh wow!
There he is.
There he is, and there are the pyramids in the background.
And there's the pyramids in the background.
Wow, that's so cool.
Oh, and you can walk around, go see some.
Your dad was telling. Well, we went to see some friends of your dad's, a lady that your dad used to work with, actually.
There he is.
Very cool. Last summer, they went to Egypt. And went to see the Sphinx and the pyramid. And they were telling me about it, and they were like, it was amazing. And then they did the trip down the Nile on the boat.
What?
And I was like, what? Was there a murder? They were like, no.
Oh, my. Was there a murder?
I was like, have you guys ever watched Hercule Poirot? It was Agatha Christie.
Yeah.
Her husband knew what I was talking about, but she had not read it. But they did the boat ride down the Nile, and I thought that was so cool. They said it was amazing. It was just incredible. I'm like, well, good for them. That's incredible.
I'm looking for.
So you'll have to tell me what this is, because I don't even know what site you're on.
Google Maps.
Google Maps?
Yeah. This is in Hawaii. This is the Dole Plantation.
Did you know the guy who bought the Dole Plantation just passed away? The other day.
Probably not.
Yeah.
He was old. Put it that way. Probably had it coming.
What is wrong with Oh, can you go see the volcano that's shooting up the lava right now?
God, I don't know.
You think somebody's
not live.
It's not live. You're right.
Where is it?
I don't know. I just sent you a video.
Hawaii.
I just sent you a video. There was another.
Oh, stop doing that.
Don't you want to see it?
Tourist falls off cliff while trying for a close-up view of Hawaii volcano. That was 2 days ago.
Why would you do that? It's spewing lava right now. You can't get up close. It's too dangerous.
Stupid. Idiots.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going to put you right there. Let me just put you on the peak.
Put me right on the peak. Thank you. Appreciate that.
This is the Hawaii National... Oh, my God. Is that it? Is this the caldera?
Is that the caldera? It is. It most definitely is. Wow. Put me on the caldera.
We were.
Oh, we were on it?
Oh, I mean, I
We
don't
were
know.
just outside of it.
Maybe that's... Look at this. Look at this.
Look at this. Yep.
Look at this igneous rock.
She knows about rocks now.
Look at that. Oh, that's cold lava.
Mm-hmm.
That's lava.
It is. You can see where it was flowing. Wow.
I was trying to show you.
Okay, what are you trying to show me?
Also, they have satellite imaging. I don't know if you're picking up on that, but this is satellite imagery.
Yeah, I can see that.
Can
you go in the ocean?
No.
Nope, they won't
drop you on this random island over
on
here.
an island, but not in the ocean.
Oh, look at it! Look at those birds.
Wow.
There's not a whole lot going on here.
Well, it's a tiny little island.
There's a tiny little island.
That's crazy.
I was trying to go to because
this is the world's most fascinating podcast.
I know. Listen to our audio podcast where we
talk about things that we're looking at.
There it is. Okay, this. Cool, we're ranch right over. Ash and I, we've got photos to show you of this.
Okay.
Because we toured this when we were in Hawaii.
Is this the ranch where they make a lot of film, a lot of movies?
Look at it.
Oh, sweet.
Look at this.
Incredible. Dang. That would be a cool place to live.
It was pretty neato, Reno.
Okay.
Um,
Well,
Look at.
okay, I didn't know you could do that. Now, I remember back many years ago when I was teaching, they had just started coming out with this kind of technology. Very cool. And you could go do a virtual tour of the White House. Very similar thing. You could go in and do a tour. And I found that pretty fascinating because it's like if you can't you're not be able to get to all the places all around the world that you want to see, but you can at least see it. So that's kind of cool. Now, I know you have a story we need to talk about because we brought it up, I think, last time.
Not last time, but a few times
before, and then we didn't elaborate.
Yeah.
So you need to...
The days of our mice.
The days of our mice. You need to elaborate.
Yeah, I gotta go back and see if I can. I'm pretty sure... Oh, excuse me. I'm pretty sure that I took screenshots of when I did this.
Okay.
So...
Do you still have the video?
It was never a video. It was a series of...
It was a series
of
photos
with just messages. And every time I would send it, like I would move them slightly.
Did you send them to me?
Yes. And then I took screenshots of that, I think. I'm 99% sure, because I sent them then to Ash and Sam and other people. Now, I gotta go way back.
Yeah, we're talking. This happened a while back.
2021 is too far, though, I think. I think it went too far.
I was at work.
Well, so was I, but I was working from home. 2023. Oh, man, I had to go way far back. Oh, my God, it still has it. Oh, thank God for Apple. Okay, so.
You found it.
I remember what happened.
Okay, so
Ashley,
this is 2 years ago.
I had to think, I was like, what the fuck happened? It was a slow day. Okay, so.
It was a slow day.
It was a slow day.
Clearly it was.
So Ashley had forgotten her Apple Mouse at home.
And she was not working from home back then.
Correct.
Yes.
And so my mouse, this is kind of a funny story. I got a keyboard from work, whatever, and it's like pink.
Yep.
With the pink mouse and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
And so I had said, I tried to get there in time, but it was too late. The Apple Mouse had already fallen in love with my work mouse. It was a beautiful ceremony, not a dry eye in the place. I said the Xbox controller officiated. And here's... And I had a dryer lint catcher or whatever.
Dryer sheet.
The dryer, thank you. A dryer sheet that I used once. It was like a little more draped over the mouse as a veil.
She has it draped over the pink mouse. The pink mouse is clearly the bride. The Xbox controller is officiating, and we have witnesses.
Yes.
Little characters witnessing the
all
wedding.
Look, that's the rare Wendell.
It's the rare Wendell. It's all the little characters that were on her desk.
Yeah.
Have they've helped me. They were witnesses.
Yes. You said, sometimes I can't fathom how you come up with things. LOL. Okay, at least I know where it is at. This is Ashley.
Yeah.
I worried it fell out of my book bag. I guess I'm working just off my Wacom today. And I said, the kiss.
So she takes another picture making the two little computer mice kiss.
And Ashley goes, well, it's going to be a long distance relationship because Apple Mouse name Kristen Rotloff. I
have no idea.
Is coming back to work with me. And I said, OMG, Pinky's ex just showed up and he wants her back because I have another mouse. I have a ton of computer mice.
She takes another picture with
the
the
blue
mouse.
Shows up, right? There's the officiating one, and then all the guests have moved to the side.
They're gasping at the drama that's unfolding.
You're done. And I go, oh God, it's anarchy. They're fighting. Oh no. This one flipped over.
Oh, blue mouse flipped over white mouse.
She said they're incompatible. Talking to the Apple Mouse.
Yes.
She a PC and he an Apple. They were never meant to be. And then I said, they're very happy. Already one child. Well, Apple looks on at what could have been. Because I have a tiny little mouse.
This one's silver and red.
Yeah, look how little it is.
Yep. That's the baby mouse. Mm-hmm. Like, they've already managed to have a baby. The reproduction system of the computer mouse is apparently pretty fast.
And then I said, there's about to be a paternity test, though. Not a speck of blue on that child. And then unbelievable development. Bluey is taking Pinky to court, and Apple takes the stand.
Set up a courtroom.
And then this is the lawyer's the flash drive.
The flash drive is
And
the
look
lawyer.
at look, Wendell on the jury.
The jury over there.
Judge just read the test results. Bluey is not the father. Oh God, he's having to be restrained by the lawyers as Apple makes a run for it. Pinky sobs into her handkerchief. So, one, here's the lawyer flash drives. They're holding him back. Apple's making a run for it, and there's Pinky with her tiny hanky.
Tiny hanky.
And the Xbox controller has
The test results on a little post-it note that's stuck in front of him.
I said, and then I go, will Pinky and Apple get back together? Will Bluey seek revenge? Find out next week on Days of Our Mice.
Days of Our Mice.
And then there's more.
There is more.
Pinky begs, this picture here, Pinky begs Apple to stay, but it's too late. Apple's packed his things and he's moving to the big city. But what's this? Bluey lurks in the background, a broken man with a knife. Here's Pinky and Son,
Baby Mouse,
and he's got
his little hat on and
in
his suitcase,
and
she's taped a tiny knife.
I cut a little knife out of a post note taped to it. This is you put a little quarter in the machine to get the little things.
Yes,
that's the lid.
That's the lid of it. That is now his hat.
A tussle ensues. The knife is knocked loose. They both reach for it. Pinky covers Junior's eyes. Please look up at
the knife is on the ground. Okay.
And then Apple gets there first as Bluey falls on the knife. Finally, the saga comes to an end as Apple walks off into the rain. Once again, she's got her hanky.
Not another.
And look at the knife. It's sticking out of the mouse wheel.
Oh no, Bluey.
Then I go, cut to Bluey in an eye patch. Or is it?
Oh! I forgot about Bluey with the eye patch. Holy shit.
And I said, after reading the whole saga, my mom, I never expected this much entertainment on a rainy Saturday morning. Me, especially since it's Friday.
I didn't even know what day it was. She's sending me the saga, picture by picture. And of course, I'm crying laughing at work. And yeah, I thought it was Saturday. Wow.
I had sent this to listener Taylor and listener Emily, and they had sent back things. Taylor had said, still waiting on Junior's real father. I've decided to leave it ambiguous. It's up to the audience to decide. Then she goes, BRB, forming fan theories. I said, can't wait to see your Tumblr with fan art. She goes, it's possible that Apple is not as good a man as we once thought. Why would Pinky go back to Bluey so quickly? To perhaps hide a pregnancy from a man she knew wouldn't make a good father?
Oh,
Is
no.
what she's saying. During the emotional hitch of leaving Apple, maybe a night of romance sprung with an older man. Junior is wired after all. Because the other one
he has a wire. He is not wireless.
I go, this is quality content for the sequel.
And 2 years later, no sequel.
And then I sent a message. I go, I just want to thank my fans for making all this possible, and Ashley for forgetting her mouse.
Oh my god. Oh, that is so funny.
I had sent this to listener Jack. He had said, I'm dying. This is great. The lint sheet veil. The reason you even have an even smaller mouse. The handkerchief. He goes, how do we get screenshots submitted to the Louvre?
That's fantastic.
Oh.
That Jack, he's got a way with words. That cracks me up.
That cracks me up.
Oh, that is so
I had sent
funny.
this. Will Pinky and I get back together? This is, after the test results, Sam sends back.
He's blinking like
Excuse me?
the GIF. What?
Not when I was expecting this quiet Friday morning.
Quiet Saturday morning.
She goes, the great American novel.
The Great American. Yeah, you need to make this movie.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's funny.
Good stuff.
We will post the pics because they're a hoot, and
They're a hoot.
only Abby would come up with this stuff.
It's true. It's true. Man, oh, man.
I'm apparently just not quite that creative.
Well, you know what? I hope that this is my saga. I hope this is what people remember me for. Because I'll be honest, I don't think I could ever come up with anything as good as Days of Our Mice ever again.
That was pretty good. Well, you could, because remember when you were in college, you had to make a little video and you made one.
Oh yeah, I make a little trailer.
You made a little trailer for a movie with the cat in it. I forget what it was called.
Oh, I don't remember it. Like I think it was like Gato Diablo or something like that.
So that was pretty funny.
That's really good.
And
I'd have to look the way through my Gmail to find the old files for that.
That was pretty fun. Every once in a while, it comes around. Somehow it comes around again, and you're like, I found this gem today.
Absolutely.
And you'll bring it back
That's
out.
a good one.
It is a good one. So, well, in your line of work, you have to be creative. So,
Right.
it's working. It's working for you.
It's working for me.
It is.
Now, actually,
I was going to tell you something. Now it's gone from my head.
I'm wondering if I already posted this on Facebook. Now that I'm
I feel like you
thinking
did.
about it.
I feel like you did.
I thought that
Or I
might
did.
have.
Or I did.
Now that I'm like thinking, I'm like, man, why does this feel so familiar?
Because I think I posted it.
Right?
Because only Abby.
Well, this is my shining moment. Well, listener, we are going to
We'll find it and we'll
get some
post
stuff together and we'll post it.
Yep.
Not coming up. Those are just rats. Ew.
No, thank you.
Oh, thank you indeed.
The computer mice are the only kind of mice that I like.
It's true. So we'll have to. I'll take a look through and I'll let you know. We'll post stuff. Either I'll find it or I won't, and those are the options.
It's true. It's true.
Those are the options. All right.
Well, I don't know about you, but after this, I'm gonna need some serious beef
And some serious cheese. Because they're mice.
because they're mice. Bye.
Bye.